I am obsessed with speed. I have a speed problem. I got bit by the speed bug real early on. I think, just the way the world is, people definitely need something that's going to bring them together. And the games are just an incredible example of that. I have friends who are texting me that are like, I have never been more patriotic and proud and just amped up than when you're reposting Team USA stuff and putting your snowboarding up on Instagram. So I definitely see the results and the effects that sport has both from the Olympic and Paralympic side to bring people together and get them excited about something. I will say my sport is objectively the most exciting sport to watch. It always keeps you on your toes. Anytime I show videos to friends or family or people who have never heard of the sport before, they're always just mind blown. And so to me, just getting out, getting movement, going somewhere as fast as you can is the most exciting thing. One of the ways I love to explain my sport is that we have chosen to race 4 at a time down an obstacle course, strapping both our feet to a thin piece of metal and and wood and P-Tex, and have chosen to do this sideways at speed down mountains most people wouldn't even hike. I race 4 at a time down these crazy courses, and last one down's the rotten egg, and I think that's just part of what makes the sport so exciting, is you honestly never know what's gonna happen next. Rubbing's racing. You definitely can't go out of your way to sabotage anyone on course, but hey, when you're both going for that same line through the turn, something's gonna happen. There's been times where I've elected to put a hand on someone's back just to basically say, hey, just so you know, I'm right behind you. Maybe don't turn into me and take us both out. Other times, I've chosen to keep that hand back. Maybe I don't want them to know that I'm about to go for the same line they're going for. It's tactical, for sure. At the end of the day, it really is tactical at highway speeds. I got involved with snowboarding because of my hospital. I was diagnosed with left hemiplegic cerebral palsy when I was 6 months old and just spent all my early years growing up in the hospital. My doctors were the ones who noticed that I was outrageously competitive. If I was getting up on the exam table and they were just testing my strength, I was gripping the table and giving it everything. So they just told my parents, you gotta get this guy in more sports. And they were like, we have him in everything, we don't know what else he could do. And they said, we have a snowboard program. Basically, I will say, the doctor said, we have a sports program that's here for regular patients, just kids who are going through the same things. And right now it's February, we'll take them up to Winter Park, teach them how to ski. And that was what got me on snow for the first time. So got out there, got on some skis, not for too long before I got on the lift one day and just saw a pack of snowboarders ripping down the mountain. Looked like they were having so much fun that I turned to my instructor and was like, gotta try that. Honestly, being up there in the mountains is incredible. I love Silverthorne, the kind of community that it's around. You're up there, just nestled in the mountains. Every morning you wake up, you get a view. Every night when you go to bed, the sunset is another view. Love that clean mountain air and just getting out and enjoying it. It was kind of during COVID when everybody was stuck at home. I was watching all these other professionals, racers and actual guys who got into their sport in real life that were then picking up the virtual version of their sport and doing something for charity or whatever. I think NASCAR did a race online, and it just kind of got the wheels turning with me and my development coach, and we were like, man, why isn't there a platform for people with disabilities to actually show the world what they got? We have esports, right, that are really blowing up. There's tons of money in it. It's getting a lot of traction and media attention, but there's never been kind of an adaptive focused stage for people who absolutely may have physical disabilities at home, but they modify their controllers, they figure out all these different buttons to put wherever so they can go and play video games and take part in it with their friends, and some of these guys are really good at it. So we started getting some people on board. We got Logitech on board, some other nonprofits, a team of doctors that would help create a classification system, and built this adaptive gaming league that is pretty cool. It's probably one of my proudest accomplishments.